In this episode, we're talking about where you should be fishing in high-pressured public ponds in the wintertime, right when that ice starts to thaw off of those ponds, or even when it's super, super cold. We still have a lot of cold nights. It's all about going deep. It's all about fishing from the bank and finding those deep spots, and I'm just going to break it down. Here's an example of a pond that I fish. I fish it a lot, and it's a pretty big pond, and really what I ended up doing, and I was like, I just need to find spots that I can fish the whole pond for, and especially now, I want to fish deep. So I got to find spots in the pond or that I could walk to that I could able to be cast and get out to the deepest part of that pond, and that's what it's all about. And I ended up coming up with 6 spots. These are the 6 spots that I picked that I strategically determined that I could reach the deepest parts of the pond and I could fish majority of the pond. It's all about going deep. It's all about fishing deep. That's where the big females are, especially this time of the year. In this next picture, I go through the red circles are each area that I could cast to from each spot. And really you can see there's a lot of overlap, especially in the middle, and that's what I'm after. Again, I'm after fishing the deep parts of the pond. And these pressured public ponds, you gotta fish deep. Those bass are out deep. They are not shallow. So the first spot, we're just gonna go for number 1. In that spot, I could cover that whole left side of that pond. Just from fishing there, it starts to get more deeper. There's hydrilla there. And that's really what I'm looking. If I can find something that's green, if you're fishing grass, you want to find green grass. It means there's still oxygen. When there's oxygen, bass are going to be holding to that. And that's really what you want to key in on. Spot number 2, I'm casting straight out. I'm casting as far as I can. Again, I'm working at deeper parts of the pond. As I start to move over, you see number 3. I didn't pick that cove, that little cove in there. I'm not even touching that cove at this part of the year. Bass are deep, and that's what I'm concentrating on. And that's what you need to concentrate on. I'm not going to waste casts on spots that are not going to hold bass. I'm fishing out deep. Then I'm going to go back down to that left was number 4. And this is where you start to see some overlap. And I want that overlap. I'm not fishing necessarily the same spot, but I'm definitely have some overlap. I'm fishing deep as far as I could cast, and I have a little overlap on number 4, and a little overlap on 1, and a little bit, it's right on the edge of number 2. That's a great spot. Now really, the key is now I'm going to move over to 5. And when you get into 5, 6, and 7, you get in a little major overlap. And that overlap is key to it. Again, I'm concentrating on fishing deep. I'm slowing it down. For me, when I'm fishing this pond in the wintertime, right when the ice comes off, it's a bladed swim jig. Could be a lipless crankbait. Something I could work on the bottom. Again, I need to cast as far as I can. That 1/2 ounce bladed swim jig, I could cast that thing a mile. So I know I'm going out deep. I know I'm going out far. I could slow roll it off that bottom, or I could yo-yo. Number 5 is really like, that's like, I'm starting to get towards that middle of that pond. And that's kind of what I'm really working on. I'm working in that cluster, that 1, 2, 5, 4, 6, and 7. That's really what I'm working on. I'm working on that cluster of that middle of that pond. I start to move over to my right, that little last arrow to your right in that little back cove. Again, I'm not even fishing that cove. There's an overspill that over there. I'm not even touching that. I'm not even casting into there. I'm casting out towards that middle of that pond. That's the key I'm looking at. All of my casts are going in one of these circles. If you don't see a circle, I'm not casting in there. I'm not casting down the bank. I'm not casting into coves. There's cattails in here. I'm not working cattails. It's cold. They're deep. They are deep. They're deep in the bottom, and that's what you have to concentrate on. From the bottom right, if I kind of circle around that cove and I start to work back up that shoreline, is where you kind of get number 6. And again, when I'm fishing from that, I could overlap between 3, 6, and 7. And if I can really get some good casts out there, I can even get into a little bit of 5. But what that ends up doing is, when you're casting into there, sometimes you can't cast all the way. Maybe it's windy. Maybe it's really windy, and the wind's blowing in your face, and you can't cast out that far. That's why I overlap it. Because I know, again, if I can't make those far casts, sometimes in those far casts, by the time it sinks, I might be missing some of them. I might be missing some of those big females down there. The whole key to it is this whole big circle, all these circles are all congregated in the middle. That's what I'm focused on. That's what you need to be focused on when you're going to fish these public ponds, these pressured ponds. Right when the ice comes off, you got to be fishing deep. Don't waste casts fishing down shores or in coves. So everything in red and to the outside is an absolute no-no. Down that hole on the top, down that whole bank, I'm not casting down the banks. I'm casting deep. I'm casting deep, deep, and deeper. As far as I could cast, I want to find those deep pockets, the deepest part of the ponds. Down to the right, again, I'm not fishing that cove or that part of the pond that comes in. Now I get into the summertime or I get closer to the spawn, they're going to be pushed up. Or in the fall time, I'm going to readjust to where I fish. But we're talking about wintertime, that ice thawed, that cold water. Again, going down on that pitcher. Again, the other cove, it's absolutely a no. Again, back to the down on the other bank is no, and then up on the other bank is no. I'm not fishing banks. I can't say this enough. I see people all the time, and they'll be fishing down the, they'll be down the bank and just casting. I'm like, bro, you got to be out deep. You got to be out fishing out deep. Remember, when you look at a pond, a great thing about Google Map, and I use it all the time, I've been fishing this pond for 3 years, and I know the pond pretty well, but sometimes it's just going on a Google Map, but looking at it and kind of breaking it down from an overview really kind of gets your mind set and said, okay, it's wintertime, it's still cold, where should I be fishing? And even if you do the same thing I did, put it, edit it, you can always save it. The next time, before you go fishing, open it up. It just helps you say, even before you make that cast, these are the spots I need to hit. These are the areas I need to focus on. I'm not going to waste my time down the banks or coves. That's a shallower water. I'm not hitting shallow water when the water temperatures are cold. Even when it starts to warm up, just because it's 60 or 70 degrees outside, doesn't mean that water is 60, 70 degrees. It takes a long time for a pond to warm up. It's one of those misconceptions. I'm still fishing deep. For me, it's about 2.5 months to get a pond to warm up to where they'll spawn. That's a long time. It's a lot of fishing. I'm spending all of that time fishing out deep. I'm fishing in these areas I have circled. There's 7 spots I'm hitting, and those are the 7 areas I'm focusing on. And I'm not fishing anything else for this pond but those 7 areas. I have some overlap. It's going to cover me, just in case I miss something on cast where it's windy and I can't cast as far as I need to. I picked spots in the pond that I strategically chose to where I could fish these deep pockets. I just don't go out there and fish in the wintertime and just hope for the best. I know when I come in here, there's 6 or 7 spots that I need to hit. And it might take me 2 hours, it might take me 3 hours. But I know when I walk out of that pond, I know I gave myself the best opportunity in the wintertime to fish these high-pressured public ponds to catch big bass, big female bass. This is the time you want to catch those big female bass. Those are the things you need to key in on. This picture right here is what you need to key in on. Those deeper parts of the pond. Avoid the shallow water, avoid the banks, avoid coves. This is not the time to be fishing them. It's all about going deep. It's all about slowing it down. And you just get it done, son. All day long, catching big bass after big bass. Yes, sir. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Drop a comment down below. I'd love to see a picture of your pond that you're fishing. Let me know where you're fishing. Are you fishing out deep? If you're not fishing out deep, you got to tell me why. Please drop a comment why. I really love to hear it. I respond back to everybody's comments. If you're new to the channel, greatly appreciate you sticking through to this part. Don't forget to hit the notification. Don't forget to hit the subscribe. And don't forget to check out the links. Don't forget to check out the merch. All the links are down below. Go check out the membership. All the links are down below. And I'll catch you next time on Getting It Done Fishing. Yes, sir.